Welcome back. This is still News Insight. I am Pelumi. And on this segment, we'll be talking about the former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo. He said, anti-corruption war must begin from the top. Barrister Philip, let me read what he said. He said he described corruption as hydra-headed and one that eats deep into the fabric of Nigerian society. Please, can you shed more light on that?
Well, I agree with the former president entirely because I have said in this platform before that we need just one good head to put things right in this country. When Obasanjo meant to say that corruption, if we want to fight it, it must be from the head. Who is fighting corruption? The government is fighting corruption, and the government is corrupt. So what do you make out of that? So what I think he's saying in essence is that we need one good man who is sane to say that this must be done rightly. And then he will go against the high-headed corruption that is eating deep into the society. He also described corruption to be, he said the late father of the present Sultan of Sokoto described corruption as agbada, that when you try to fold it from one side, the other side fall. And you try to hold it together, you can't hold it, which is true. Because corruption is in every facet of the society, from the executive to the legislature to the judiciary, the civil stuff, even to our homes, there's corruption.
Even to the lowest level in the country now.
There's corruption. So, but if you have one man, this thing has happened all over the world, and it has been curbed in some places. Like, for instance, in South Korea, for instance, and China, there were corruption. Then the leader came and said, no, this thing cannot go on. And then he took steps. And every other person under him follow suit. That's what we need in this country. A man should get into office and say, look, I'm going to do things right. We have said on this platform that Nigeria is not short of policy. Nigeria is not short of laws.
Exactly.
What Nigeria is short of is implementation. And who implements law is the man who is in charge. We said our institutions are not working. Who are the institutions? It's the people. This organization we are today, now you are making it functional because you want it to be functional. The head wants it to succeed, so he's doing everything possible. Once we have it right with government, everything will fall into place. You can't fight corruption when you are corrupted.
Please, can you hold on that? Let's hear from Honorable Eli.
Yes, like he agreed. I also totally agree with Chief Olusegun Obasanjo over, the issue of corruption and then fighting it from the top. Let me take us back, years back. I think 1983-84 when Buhari and late Idiagbon were military head of states. Even though I was much younger then, I remember how people began to adjust by themselves. Simply because they realized then that the leader were after corrupt people and were not negotiating with them. I remember I was a young man then in Kaduna where you don't need to tell Nigerians that you don't chew sugarcane, which was a normal thing in the north, or drink sachet water and throw it away just how you want it because you've consumed what you want and the remaining one is useless to you. People were guided by themselves. Nobody waited for somebody to watch somebody. I remember when Yaradua came on board before he passed on. And I remember the same Buhari, when Buhari even came as a democratically elected government, president. People began to adjust. People were returning to government coffers what they felt could indict them. People were returning, doing contracts that they ran away from until they realized that the same Buhari was no longer the Buhari. It was that coming back that made us to understand that it was even today Idiagbon that did the job, not Buhari. He was just lucky to be the head of state. So when they realized that Buhari is not the Buhari of that time again, and that Buhari this time around does not really go after corrupt people, that is when they began to go back to their business. So it is actually easy for Nigerians to adjust. But if the person at the top is honest with himself and his duties, it's as simple as that. So what Obasanjo suggests is, if you have a state governor whom is not stealing and who will not spare you as a friend or relative, because there's no relationship attached to official duties, you find out that Nigerians will adjust naturally. And this problem of corruption that is killing this country, that is making a contract. Can you imagine in Nigeria, they will build road or stadium with maybe 10 point something billion US dollars. You use less than that amount of money to do something better in another part of the world, using the same material, the same workforce, the same everything. Why? Corruption. And then you have a sitting president or people in the National Assembly whom you will present bill to. They'll tell you to do padding, add their own to it. So our problem is corruption. So the reason why you and I can even think of committing offense, knowing fully well that if we go to the tribunal or go to the police, we can buy our way, is because the head is already corrupt. So if we can get it from the top completely, you don't need to work on the downstream. Nigeria will adjust and things will flow well.
Okay. Barrister Philip, you're about to say something. You were saying, how would a corrupt person treat corruption? Something like that you were about to say.
Yeah, he has said what I was going to say, but in addition to what he has said, on this platform today, somebody has said that until this country adopt the 3 principles of life, the principle of reward, of mentoring and punishing, we will not go further.
Basically,
what he said about today Idiagbon of blessed memory, that was what was going on. Those who did well were rewarded, and those who break the
were
law,
punished.
You break the law, you pay the price. And they were good educational system to mentor people to be a better citizen for the country for tomorrow. That's what Obasanjo is saying. That if the up adopt these 3 principles of life, punishing offenders, rewarding people who merited reward, and then mentoring people for the future, the country will be better for it.
Function well.
So that is it. You see, there's no two way, but it's not.
There's no magic to it.
No magic to it. It's
magic.
just what it is. It is what it is.
People behave the way they behave because they know that nothing will happen.
What about when it comes to anti-corruption agencies? What do you think?
It's the same thing we are saying. You see, like I mentioned, it's the same thing we are saying. In a school, we all pass through secondary school. Bring a secondary school for an example. If the principal of a school is known for no nonsense, the remaining part of admin, the vice principal, academy, the vice admin, the teachers, even the security, even the prefects,
and the students,
they know. But when they know that a principal is in his office and small female students are passing and he's looking at their waist, all right, they give him money to fuel school bus. They bring 200 liters for school bus. He wants to drive his car. He sends student or one teacher, carry 20 liters, put in my car for me. What is he telling them? Tomorrow I will bring it. Tomorrow, if the teacher brought his own bike to school and the principal is not there, he will take 2 liters. It's as simple as that. But when you know you have a principal that will not do what is not supposed to be done, will not take nonsense from everybody will be careful not to fall into the trap of the principal. The girls will walk well, they will dress well, because they know that the principal, seeing you dress in a very bad manner, will put you in a serious trouble. And when you are punished, your parents will not come to say, why did this happen? They will beat the child again. See, from the house, the child will behave well. So it's as simple as that. What we need in this country at this moment is having people like let Yaradua. A man was declared president, and he said the process that brought him in was not good, that is corrupt, and he was ready to relinquish power to remedy what was wrong. And they also he went international to say, as a sitting president, he's ready to remove immunity, because what they use in encouraging corruption more again is that the man is in office, so you cannot try him. What kind of crazy thing is that? In a place where corruption is killing everything that has to do with the economy and security of a country, in a place where they tell you that budget was made and money was released to fight Boko Haram and insecurity, and they are telling you that some people in offices, in security offices, a general for instance, they said Emefiele, Dasuki and co embezzled money and invest into personal, and these people are still alive. What are they doing in prison? Why try, if there are evidence and it's true, kill these people. You saw that the next man, when you give him that position, he knows well. He will want to do what is supposed to be done. And well. Remember, their salary was good. They have, it is just greed.
It's greed.
But what brought about this greed and wickedness is the fact that they know that once you eat it, because you are close to the president, and of course you give him, your excellency, you are supposed to have house in so place, but we've gotten it for you. And the president will not ask you, how did you get it for me? So it's an encouragement. That is what Obasanjo is saying. If we have a president who will not be interested in you giving him a gift that he does not merit, who will want to know how it comes about this gift, how did you do it, who will want to know the money given to you, what was it used for, how was it done, and who will not want to look at his relationship, because a friend, before a president will give an appointment, it means you are close to him somehow and he has seen one thing about you that you can deliver. So the moment you mess up with that appointment, he will forget about the relationship and treat you for the good of the country. You find out that this is who has the power to do that in this country. You have an INEC chairman that will announce an election that is not, and he will tell the people to go to court. A reasonable president that same day would have removed the INEC chairman. After over 200 million Nigerians and many other people would have occupied that office and do better.
Barrister Philip, let's hear your conclusions on this.
Yeah, my conclusion is simple. We need to adopt those three principles. The electorate need to elect people with integrity, credible people into office. Once we can do these two things, corruption will be a thing of the past.
It will fade off naturally.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. This is still News Insights. I am Pelumi. We'll be right back.